So I've been pondering recently, should I get Demon Slayer 2 for the Switch 2? There's no Switch 2 version. It's just the Switch 1 version. And I've been angry about that. I've been like, I'm like, why doesn't Bandai Namco just make a Switch 2 version? How naive of me to think that. Anyway, I'm like, I don't like that it's only locked to 30 frames. If it's gonna run on Switch 2, it can easily go to 60. Like, there's really nothing stopping it. So I basically was just upset with Bandai Namco. Like, hey, you need to, fix your stuff, upgrade it, do whatever you have to do, make a Switch 2 version. Now it's come to light, based from Digital Foundry, I think it was Gamescom, that Nintendo just isn't giving development kits. Huh? And they're telling developers to rely on the backwards compatibility and just release it for the Switch 1. Huh? Like what? Dude, this is why I have trust issues. Why? What is the issue? Seriously, what is the issue? Why would you say that? Is it more money for them? Possibly. I mean, I guess maybe that is the case. Because we don't want like a Switch 2 version. We want you to make Switch so that way everyone has it and can play it. But it's like they run like crap though. 9 times out of 10. Just look, Switch 1 for when it released, it's like all right. But we're like what 8 years into this thing, and every game that gets ported over to it is Mud Edition. Unless it is a Nintendo made game, it is mud. It's blurry. It runs like shit. And that's, and that's a trade-off, right? For portable gaming. That's just a trade-off. I understand it. You live with it. But now they have the Switch 2. And the premise was that we get a stronger console that can play games better, And when that does happen, it's beautiful. Like Pokemon. It's like, it feels like an entirely new game. I'm literally debating on getting Pokemon Scarlet, because I have Violet, because I was an idiot, to get Pokemon Scarlet and play it all over again, just so A, I can shiny hunt the Scarlet exclusives, but B, because it runs amazing. It runs great. It feels great. But now you're telling me that you're telling these devs, hey, just make it work on the Switch 1, then rely on the Switch 2, and which is basically kneecapping it, because I can't imagine it's easy for developers to just get it to 60 frames on the Switch 2 without having a dev kit. I don't think it's as simple as uncap the frames and then it just runs better. That's my assumption, right? I assume on the back end they cap it at 30 so that way it's stable and everything runs as intended. And then if they have the dev kit, they know how to make it run at 60. But without that knowledge, they cap it at 30 when it plays on the Switch 2, and where it's all hunky dory. It's really concerning and it's upsetting. Like, granted, yes, we're not even a year into the Switch 2, so maybe they need more time. I don't know. Why would they even need more time? It irks the shit out of me. It shouldn't be this way. Like a bunch of developers. I don't think any of them named names though, so we're just taking the word of a Digital Foundry, right? But still, it's like the fact that they had that, they brought it up. I can't imagine they're lying about it, right? Like, why would you lie about this? The developers want to make a Switch 2 version. Like me, I don't want to buy Demon Slayer 2 on Switch 1 because it runs at 30 frames. I want to buy it when it looks awesome and I can play it on my Switch 2. I'm not playing on my PC because anime fighter games die on this PC. They die within 10 seconds for whatever reason. It's like PlayStation. If you don't have PlayStation, then I'm gonna assume like Switch/Switch 2. As the fact of place to play anime fighters, because they refuse to give us a crossplay. I don't get why that either. That's like a totally separate rant/conversation. Why doesn't CyberConnect or Bandai Namco, whoever, put crossplay into their anime fighters? I don't know. Drives me nuts. Even if you exclude the PC pool, which I would understand completely at this point. Like between Switch 2, the Xbox and PlayStation, because they all run these games at 60 frames, there shouldn't be an issue. But who am I? The judge, right? Anyway. Anyway, so apparently they talk about how they want to, these developers want to ship on the Switch 2. They would love to do Switch 2 version. They just can't get the hardware. It's really difficult right now, and when Nintendo's telling you just work on Switch 1 edition, it's just such a kick in the balls, such a nasty kick, like just spread eagle, bam in the nuts. I don't know. It's got me fired up because I feel stupid because I've been blaming Bandai Namco, and I guess it wasn't even within the realm of possibility that that Nintendo was the one stopping it. I would have thought, you know what? Nintendo's like, hey, here's a dev kit, make the game, make it worth it while on Switch 2. I guess like my previous point that they want it on the Switch 1 or prioritize on the Switch 1 so more people, you know, like can get it because there's way more units out there for Switch 1. But don't you want to sell your new system and have it on the Switch 2? You know, being able to announce Switch 2 edition of games. Like what was this about Cyberpunk? Seriously, I mean, even then, it's like it's capped at 40, which is depressing, by the way. But whatever. It's like I have a Steam Deck, love it. I play all my indie games on it. I don't play any AAA games unless I'm streaming it from my PC. Like I'm not gonna play, Batman Arkham Knight on my Steam Deck, because I know it's not gonna run that great, and that's the expectation I have with that. However, with the Switch 2, I don't have the expectation because it is a more powerful system on the go. I want Switch 2 version of games. I would arguably get what's it called? Street Fighter 6 on there, but they didn't give me an 8K D-pad. That's the only reason I'm not getting on Switch 2. Also, I don't think it has cross progression. Maybe it does. No, I don't think it does. But either way, tell me in the I know that's like the YouTube thing to like, hey, tell me in the comments. No, but seriously, I want to know, like, why do you think Nintendo's stopping this? Like, is there a real reason that they're not providing these dev kits? Are they worried that like developers are going to say, oh, it's not powerful enough to run my game? Like they are scraping the bottom of the barrel here to make it work on a Switch 1, right? An 8-year-old system, like I said before, the mud edition of these games. I genuinely don't know how people play what's it called? What's the Witcher 3 on it? Like don't get me wrong. Like a fantastic, the fact that they got it on the Switch anyway is just like a miracle. Panic Button does God's work, okay? If there's any company with porting games, it's Panic Button. Panic Button, they know the magic, they make it work. Good for them. But it doesn't mean it's still not a mud edition. Doesn't mean it doesn't look like mud and grime, and you see the trade-offs. At least for people, gamers XD like me, who can tell it, maybe like normal people, they don't care, or first time playing it, and you're not like a super intense gamer, but you want to play Witcher 3, so you just got a Switch on it. Like you probably don't notice, or maybe you don't care to notice, but I notice, and it hurts. And I want to Switch 2 edition. I want to Switch 2 edition of indie games that make it run better, like Binding of Isaac Repentance, right? I mean, I have it on the Switch. I full clarity, I only got on the Switch because I love the game so much. I just want a physical copy, and I got the collector's edition of Repentance, so like I'm fine there. But when I did play it a little bit on the Switch, I could tell the slowdowns when a lot of things happen on screen. That probably wouldn't happen if there was a Switch 2 edition. Now at this point, I'm blaming Nintendo. I want to say, oh, it's the publisher and it's the developer's fault, right? Apparently not. I have egg on my face. I look like a fucking idiot. So that's cool. Good to realize this happening. So now I don't know. I want to play games in a better way on my Switch 2, and knowing that Nintendo's kneecapping basically, that's things. The good news is that at least for me, is that most games I will be playing on my PC anyway. Games I don't care about achievements or like, I don't know, super personal connection to, maybe I will get on the Switch 2, like Demon Slayer 2, where it's dead on PC like every other anime fighting games. Like anime fighting games, I want Switch 2. Okay, that's like the bare minimum. Nintendo games, I'll obviously Switch 2. I can't really think of any others off the top of my head that I want, like, oh, I'll just get on Switch 2 because I'm like an achievement slut. Like I love achievements for some dumb reason, even though I never really get 100% on most games. But where also, total side note, where is that? Why did Nintendo have like, I would love a Nintendo achievement system, that'd be nice. Maybe like a cheap way to get Nintendo points again. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation. It just, I don't normally make these kind of videos, but it just really just irked the shit out of me. So Have a good one, guys. See you next time. This is Homie Quest. Whatever thing YouTubers say at the end of our videos. Bye bye.